What up, is Marcus Dynasty Fun Dads, and if you like to watch your friends or yourself potentially go through some punishments, this is the video for you. I have a couple different rules, different games besides redraft and dynasty. We're gonna go through the first one. It is called Charges Challenge. If you're from Minnesota, you probably know of Charges Challenge, and we do a version of this. And what it is pretty simple. You have 6 or 7 gentlemen or women, I guess you could say, that go into a competition, and every single week you get one player, and you guys rotate in your order. So if you were first one week, then you're the last, then you're the second to last, and third to last, and you rotate every single week. You get one player, and the leftover player is the ghost. And so whoever loses to the ghost at the end of the year has to do that punishment, or whoever is last place. So somebody's going to do the punishment. And so some of the punishments, so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Waffle challenge. We've had somebody do the waffle challenge. If you don't know what that is, it's 24 hours at a Waffle House or a place that sells big waffles. And every waffle you consume, you get an hour off of your time being at that waffle location. Another one we had somebody walk 50 miles over a 2 to 3 day period, dressed up as Forrest Gump. Actually, we sent our loser down there walking with the loser of the local radio show that also had to do the exact same challenge. We had somebody currently today that has to be at the state fair, our Minnesota State Fair, from 7 in the morning, all the way to 11 p.m. And so they're right now messaging our group saying how much that he hates his life, and it's only like 11:30. You might get this video a little bit later. I am not at the state fair. I did not lose, so that's always fun. And so again, if you like to watch your friends go through this punishment, Paul Charchian is the guy who goes through different players. So you'll do running backs one week, and then you'll do wide receivers, kind of all grouped in together in rankings wise. So one week it might be running backs with tough matchups, and then the next week it's wide receivers with really high upside matchups, and then maybe quarterback twos that are whatever, or maybe a QB wide receiver stack or QB tight end stack, if you can find 6 or 7 of those. And we just follow so if you're somebody that's like, hey, I am definitely wanting to do this, you can either follow me on Twitter and I can help guide you to where you can find some more information, or you can just comment and I can help you find how to set up this type of rules and help you set up some punishments. We're trying to come up with a punishment for 2022/2023. So if you have an idea for one of our gentlemen, one of the 6 or 7 guys, I think we have 7 actually, part of this group, please let us know. We thought about Blazing Challenge, which is a Buffalo Wild Wings hot spicy challenge. I'm trying to think what other things that we could do. We don't really want to repeat any of the previous challenges. We like to kind of come up with new ideas. So please help us with a punishment idea for 2023. And so, again, we'll have somebody that will either be last place or anybody that loses the ghost. So if we all lose the ghost, we all do the punishment. So just know that somebody will do the punishment every single year. The next kind of area or next thing that you can do, there's 2 other ones. We're going to talk about Guillotine Leagues. I'm actually just going to be doing a Guillotine League. What a Guillotine League is you have 18 teams, 17 weeks, and the lowest scoring team gets guillotined, gets chopped. And the other 17 teams continue to go on. But what happens with that roster that gets chopped, it goes into free agent acquisition budget. So it's just like free agent, it's just a fab. And you probably start with more money. You can start with 200, or I think we start with 500 or whatever, 500 fictitious dollars. And so 18 rounds, again, this makes it a lot more complicated, a lot more tricky through things, but there's 18 teams. You can do less if you only want to do 4. If you only have 14 teams, then you would do 13 weeks. And if you have 12 teams, you do 11 weeks. And you're just trying to survive. And there's 2 ways of actually doing it. You can go all the way to week 17 and just chop it one by one. It's called last man standing. Or you can do, and this is guillotineleagues.com. They're not sponsored or anything like that. There's just, I think, fun, different versions of games if you get bored of just doing tons of redraft and tons of dynasty and tons of keepers. Like, there's different things out there. And so Guillotine Leagues helps through that process. And so, or there's a tournament with the final 2, 3, 4 teams, and they just play a 3-4 week playoff. And at the end, when you've chopped a bunch of teams off. The last one is called Vampire League, and maybe you've heard of this. You have a amount of teams, whether it's 12, 11. I mean, you can have an odd number amount of teams, and what happens, well, you'd have to equal an even amount of teams. Sorry. So you'd either have to be 11 or 13, and then you have a vampire team, and that vampire team doesn't get to draft. Unfortunately, sadly, they don't get to be a part of the draft. They only get to pick up free agent players, but they get priority on free agent players, and if they beat you, they get to take a player from your team called the Vampire. They get to suck your blood. They get to take a player from your team. So that is just another version or another league, and I think there's zombie leagues, and there's other leagues out there too, and so you can comment what other fun leagues that you guys have come a part of. So that's Charge Challenge, again, a Minnesota-based thing, Guillotine Leagues, and then Vampire Leagues. There's probably other leagues out there too, but I think that's just, I want to kind of give a little variety. We're getting towards the end here where drafts are about to start. And there's best ball too. Yes, I haven't even said that. Best ball is leagues where you just draft and it takes your best, you don't have to fiddle with your lineups. It will take your best draft. And so I've heard a lot of that as well. I haven't really done one of those. I like to participate throughout the year. I like to have that strategy throughout the year. I don't like to just draft, but maybe I'll do one or two this year. Who knows? Again, this is Marcus with Dynasty Fun. Peace out. We'll see you soon.